Today, we are going to completely flip the script on how you think about goals. We're diving into this really profound idea from the legendary speaker Jim Rohn, which is that the real win in setting a goal isn't what you get out of it, but who you become along the way. Let's jump in.
This quote right here, this is the key to everything. Rohn was convinced that the real prize isn't the trophy, it's not the bank account, it's the person you have to transform into to achieve those things. Just keep that idea in your head as we go through this because it changes everything.
So, to really get a handle on this, let's kick things off with a story. It's about a young Jim Rohn and a single piece of advice that, honestly, changed the entire course of his life. Okay, I want you to picture this. You're 25 years old. Your mentor sits you down, looks you right in the eye, and says, I want you to set a goal to become a millionaire. Now, your first thought is probably about the cars, the house, the freedom, right? The cash. But that's not where his mentor was going. He asked this exact question, and the answer? Well, it's pretty mind-blowing.
And there it is, the big twist. The goal wasn't actually the money. The goal was to become the kind of person who could earn $1 million. It was about forging the skills, the discipline, the character, the knowledge. That was the real treasure.
And here's the proof in the pudding. Rohn actually did it. By the time he was 31, he was a millionaire. But then, get this, just 2 years later, he lost it all. Now, if the whole point was the money, this would be a total tragedy. But it's not. Because his mentor was right. He lost the money, sure, but he didn't lose what he'd become.
And this is the absolute heart of it. Rohn still had all the knowledge, all the skills, and that unstoppable mindset that got him there in the first place. That was the real treasure, and it's something nobody could ever take away from him. See, he knew he could always make the money back because he had become a person capable of doing it.
Okay, so if the main goal is to become someone new, how on earth do you stay motivated when things get tough? Through the grind. Well, this leads us to a really simple but incredibly powerful idea from Rohn, the promise versus the price.
It's a simple idea, really. The promise. That's your vision. It's that exciting, vibrant future you're aiming for, the person you want to be. And then there's the price. That's all the stuff you have to do to get there. The long hours, the studying, the discipline, the sacrifices. And believe me, everyone has to pay the price. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When your future feels kind of vague, when that promise isn't very clear or exciting, the price feels heavy. Discipline feels like a chore. But when that promise is powerful, when it's crystal clear in your mind, suddenly the price feels manageable. It doesn't even feel like a sacrifice. It just feels like the path you're on. So this naturally takes us from the big why to the practical how. How do you actually design a future that's so compelling that the price feels easy to pay? Well, Rohn gave us a super simple 4-step action plan to do exactly that. All right, step 1, take the time to really figure out what you want. Not just stuff, but experiences, skills, the person you want to become. Step 2, and this is crucial, write it all down. Get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper. Step 3 is a fantastic little trick. Keep your old lists. Why? So you can look back in 5 or 10 years and see just how far you've come. And finally, the most satisfying part. Step 4, check it off. I absolutely love this little story from Rohn. He had a goal on his list to visit Spain. So when he finally flew there, he literally kept his journal open on his lap during the landing. He waited for the exact moment the plane's wheels hit the runway in Madrid, and then he checked it off. It's about making it fun, Celebrating those wins.
Now, having a plan is one thing, but for it to really work, you've got to have the right mindset. Rohn said there are 2 critical attitudes we have to master: our relationship with our past and our relationship with our future. So often, we drag our past around like this heavy weight, right? We use our mistakes as a club to beat ourselves up with. Rohn's advice was brilliant. Treat your past like a school, not a club. Go there to learn the lessons, to draw from the experience, but don't live there. Just learn and move on. And what about the future? For a lot of people, it's a source of anxiety, of worry. Rohn argued that this fear comes from one thing: a poorly designed future. But when you follow these steps, when you have a clear, written-down plan, that apprehension, that fear, it transforms into eager anticipation. You actually start to look forward to the future because you're the one who designed it. So let's bring this all home. Let's tie it all back to that one central powerful idea. Goal setting isn't just about ticking boxes and getting stuff. It's a vehicle for your own personal evolution. This is the ultimate call to action right here. Don't just set goals you know you can hit. Set the kind of goals that are going to stretch you, that will force you to read new books, to learn new skills, to grow, to change. Set the goals that will forge you into someone more capable, more knowledgeable, and more resilient. And that leaves us with the only question that really matters. When you shift your whole focus from what you're going to get to who you're going to become, the possibilities are absolutely limitless. So the real question you should be asking yourself isn't what do I want to have? It's who do I want to become?